There's a secret feature in Airbnb that'll make you 20 to 40% more revenue if you know how to use it. It is rare enough that here at the Rentalpreneur Summit, full of people who know what they're doing, I asked a crowd of 200 people if they knew of this feature, and less than 10% raised their hand. The reason why this is so important is because I teach pricing strategy, and the tool that you use on Airbnb to adjust your prices the way that I teach is exactly this one feature that I've never shown you guys really from scratch what it is, how to use it, how to get it. And it's called the multi-calendar. May not sound special, but it is how you increase your revenues by 40%. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to get this feature, how to use this feature, and then an action plan to make you 40% more revenue. Let's go. Now this really is a secret feature technically because you don't get the multi-calendar out the gate. It just isn't a feature that you can have when you start your first listing. And even when you have your second, third, fourth listing, it just doesn't pop up, so you need to find it. By the end of this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to get the multi-calendar too, because obviously I can't just teach you how to use it without teaching you how to get it, right? What the multi-calendar is a different format or different layout than the typical calendar that you would see in your normal mobile app. On the desktop, you still get the typical top-down calendar, very much like the top scroll calendar that you see on your mobile, but you also have the option of this one that populates more than one listing at the same time, hence the name multi-calendar. So what it'll do is it'll have a vertical column all the way to the left side that names all of your listings, and then the dates are at the very top. And then your calendar scrolls to the right into infinity. A regular calendar on desktop is important because some of you may know that Airbnb rolled out a new promotions feature. So we're not going to completely abandon the multi-calendar because we're going to sometimes go into the regular calendar on the desktop computer, click on the top right and set a promotion. Much like how you're going to click like on this video and then the subscribe button next to it as well. Thank you in advance. When we do load the multi-calendar, it's going to be for very specific use cases. It's going to be so that way we can mass edit multiple listings, multiple days at the same time on price, block days, or change rule sets. Rule sets are a super deep dive topic where I could go on for hours, which I actually do in my course Cracking Superhost. But yesterday at the Rentalpreneur Summit, I outlined 3 separate rule sets and how we use them. One rule set we use destroys all discounts on a listing. Basically, if you give a monthly discount of 30% or a weekly discount of 20%, you can make a rule set that undoes that and no longer gives discounts. The cool thing about a rule set is it only applies to the days that you choose. So if you wanted to have a calendar that has a monthly discount of 30% all year, but one month you wanted to not have a 30% discount, you could use rule sets and apply it to, say, maybe the month of January. Now, January no longer gets a 30% discount, but all the other days on your calendar do. That is super pro level stuff that if you want a deeper education on the application of rule sets in your pricing strategy, click on the link below and go hit me up on Cracking Superhost and you can learn all about my full pricing strategy, including rule sets. But back to the basics here. The very most basics of using the multi-calendar. There's a concept of lead time. And the multi-calendar helps you understand lead time much better than, I say, a normal calendar. Because the multi-calendar is in a straight line, it creates a linear relationship between today and your future, and you can count exactly how many days into the future one of your unbooked days is. Where your normal calendar has a monthly look, and it just doesn't give you that same kind of data relationship. The concept of lead time is an important one to understand when you change your prices. A price 5 days from now most likely should be cheaper than a price 30 days from now. The reason why is if you have 30 days to get booked, you're probably in a better position than if you only had 5 days to get booked. You have a much higher risk of not having a booking 5 days from now than if you have an open day 30 days from now, because you can do all sorts of stuff to try to get that date a month from now booked. 5 days from now, you're running out of options. Make sense? The multi-calendar also allows you to see how your whole portfolio is doing day to day. You might find that your Fridays and Saturdays are booked for the first 2 weekends of October on all of your listings, but your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are not booked on any of them, or maybe your Thursdays are booked on almost all of them. If you use the multi-calendar every day, you can see how your dates are filling up. You can see if some dates are filling up faster than others, which can then kind of clue you in that maybe you should be upping prices on these dates that are selling fast. If you're getting 1-day bookings on your weekends, far in the future, you probably should be upping your weekend rates. I don't recommend using a 2-day minimum when we talk about that in other videos, but I do recommend raising your prices and then using a 2-day or a 3-day discount. Now, the cool thing about having the multi-calendar, it's part of something called Pro Tools. And if you have the multi-calendar, you can also go into a listing and then go to the price section where you would normally give a weekly discount. Below that, it will have an other lengths of stay discount, and you can give a 2, 3, or 4-day discount as well now. It's another cool thing about having the multi-calendar. How to get the multi-calendar and the minimum requirements hasn't always been consistent with Airbnb, but I can tell you if you have at least 2 properties active on Airbnb and then go to airbnb.com/ multicalendar, it'll then load that on a desktop computer, and by loading the multi-calendar, it then gives you Pro Tools. Airbnb did say that there's a spot that you can request Pro Tools even if you only have one listing, but I've actually never been able to confirm that. So if any of you have one single listing and have multi-calendar, rule sets, 2-day, 3-day discounts, leave it in the comments so people here can actually get the final say on that, because I am under the belief that you need at least 2 listings. But if I'm wrong, please correct me. Let's go deeper on using this multi-calendar, because it's not just lead time that defines whether you should raise or lower your prices, or your booking pace, like whether or not you're super booked on certain days, that should define whether you go up or down on your prices. There's so much more to consider too. Something that I taught here at the Rentalpreneur here in Houston was the law of adjacency. And let me give you a chart to help you understand. It's a little bit of a graph. If you want the rest of my slides from this presentation, I'm gonna have a link down below and you can take a look at those. But this one slide should really drive home a point here. The Thursdays on this slide have 8 combinations of bookings, either Thursday. Because the first Thursday, people have to check in on Thursday. That's their only option if Thursday is going to get booked. The final Thursday, people have to check out on Friday. It's their only option if that Thursday gets booked. But that Monday in the middle has room on either side. People can arrive earlier, they can leave later. It has more than twice as many combinations of bookings that are available for that one day. And because of this, it's twice as visible, because it's going to show up in 17 searches for every 8 searches that either Thursday pops up in. And you know that your total number of views with your conversion percentage equals how many bookings you get. So for example, if you have a 1% booking conversion, you need 100 views for every booking you get. If you have a 2% booking conversion, you need 50 views for every booking you get. So in this case, because Thursdays are half as visible as this Monday, we need to lower the price to increase our booking conversion. This is a powerful concept. The total combinations that a day can get booked, law of adjacency. It'll make you a lot of money if you start to apply this rule and start dropping the price of days next to other reservations. So use the multi-calendar, make a ton of money, guys. I hope this was helpful, and as always, I'll see you on the other side.